This meeting is being recorded.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Just a microphone test. Morning, microphone test. Good.
Professor, can you hear us?
That's our broadcaster, right?
Yes, I can
In
hear
the
you
bottom.
clearly. Yeah, thank you.
又是，又是早安，
主任长，
听得到声音吗？林老师，
可以，
可以
听到声音啊，
朱老师你好呀，我非常
有听到声音啊，对，
开始，张张。
我的那个 PowerPoint 有没有下来呢？看一下 PowerPoint。
我的那个。
Hello，
来跟他找一下看看。
我换个麦克风，这样比较清楚吗？
有。
OK， 好 ，OK。
Could we some moment because Professor Third
Yeah,
came out
sure.
for another meeting.
Yeah, okay, yes.有。
Come on.
哎，朱老师、林老师，因为他们的长官还没到，所以我们再等一下。
好，没问题。
我们现在才8点钟啊，我们现在才8点钟早上啊，所以台南这边已经9点钟了吧？啊，
哎，对，
今天有下雨吗？啊，
没有，
给。
Đấy. Đi theo các trên phần test.
How are you doing? Yeah, and fine, thanks. Okay.
Hello, my name is Dongping Yang.
Yes. Oh, sorry, I forget to bring
Okay.
my name. But, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Đã có một bài chung đấy.
Yeah. It's a moment he said the name. Yeah.
Xin chào chú trọng chân.
Yeah, but first.
Thank you so much. Yes,
There are some faculties in Taiwan, and
yeah.
some students in the classroom.
Okay.
Student,
Yes.
to talk to them.
So I will have another meeting very soon, so I just attend.
No problem.
Okay.
So
Very,
much.
very short. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
No.
Okay.
You, is,
No. I used to.
okay, next time, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
They have a touch.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah,
I think maybe you can start now.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, this morning, distinguished guests, Professor, ladies and gentlemen, warmly welcome to the workshop AI in the academia and region, user opportunities and scholarship pathway. Yeah, firstly, please kindly allow me to introduce myself. My name is Lim Hien, Director of NCKU Overseas Vietnam, and I'm honored to be accompanied by Associate Professor the Vice Dean of the Faculty of Computer Science and Engineering, Ho Chi Minh City University of Technology. Let's warmly welcome Professor Pham Anh. Before we begin our workshop, I would like to express our gratitude to the Professor Pham Anh, Professor Pham Thanh Thơ for the very great support to the event, and also thanks so much Professor Wang, Professor Jung Bin Yan, and Professor Weta Chiu, and also In Chao Lin for the kindly great support to our event. Yeah, thank you so much, Professor. Can you hear us? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Okay, so yeah, to set the stage today discussion, so please allow me to briefly introduce the situation with the objective of this workshop. So we are living in an era where AI is not just a tool, but a transformative force, reshape in how we learn, how we work, and how we innovate. So AI is opening new frontier in healthcare, business, and research. Accelerating cross-discipline recognizing is important. So National Children's University, University of Technology, and NCKU Overseas Hub in Vietnam jointly organized this workshop to foster knowledge sharing, academic exchange, and opportunity building. So through this insight and the introduction of NCKU scholarship program, so we hope to support students, researchers, and professionals in exploring academic and career pathways. So this event also aims to strengthen the collaboration between NCKU and FDNUT, and as we embark on this engagement in insightful session, I encourage you all to actively participate, ask questions, and make the most of this opportunity to connect with all of this here.
yeah, thank you so much, Professor Pham Anh. And I would like to introduce to all of you our speaker today and also participation. Firstly, let's warmly welcome Professor Quang Thanh Thơ, the Dean of Faculty of Computer Science and Engineering. Technology. Thank you so much, Professor. And of course, I introduced already Professor Pham Anh, the Vice Dean of Faculty of Computer Science and Engineering from Ho Chi Minh City University of Technology. And let's warmly welcome Professor from NCKU. Let's Professor Pham Anh introduce.
Yes, so from the National Children's University, we are honored to welcome Professor Sin Ho Won, Chair, Department of Computer Science and Information. And the next is Professor In Chao Lin, Department of Computer Science and Information Engineering. Yeah, that's all. And we are honored to welcome Professor Jung Bin Yan, Director, Institute of Medical and We also want now to welcome Professor Wei Tao-Kyu, Department of Computer Science and Information Engineering.
Hello, good morning.
And we are also honored to welcome Ms. Tai Yu, Assistant Administrator, Department of Computer Science and Information Engineering.
The camera in with you now, a little bit dim. The camera in with you now. The camera, you control the camera. No, in the control.
Yeah,
In that, right.
yeah, just the.
Yeah. Okay, you see you now already.
Once again, thank you everyone for being here today, and let's explore the boundless possibility of AI together. So wishing you on a fruitful and inspiring workshop.
Yeah. So before we start our session with presentation, I would like to invite all of you to turn on the camera so that we can take group photo together. Thank you so much. And here we can sit in and maybe we can take group photo this time. Okay, this side. 1, 2, 3, smile. Thank you so much. Okay, so before we start our session, could you say some words to our workshop, Professor Thern? It's a very great honor to us.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are Professor from CPU, okay, on site and also online, and also Dr. He. We used to be a college here, and now we from a partner. Okay, so it's my pleasure to say something at the opening speech of this event. So today I am very glad to see that now we finally organize a joint event between the Polish from two institute. Okay, so the theme today of the workshop is around AI is the content today, and of course we also open another activity beside research collaboration such as part of the chain or scholarship pathway, I could say. Okay, so I think that this is a great opportunity for all of us to know each other, to share knowledge, and to look forward to the vision in the future. I also sorry that today I have too many meetings, so I cannot attend. Now I cannot attend for the shots now, but make the workshop be successful and bring benefit for all of us. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
It's our great honor and the great support from the professor.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah.
I know that you're very busy.
We will meet him again in.
Okay. So tonight I need to visit to for another meeting. So we will see you again on.
Okay.
Yeah.
See you.
Okay, Steven.
Yeah, as you can see in the camera, today not only have our virtual participation and online, also in NCKU, also have one classroom with many students join our event. Warmly welcome all of you. Yeah, so with further ado, I would like to invite all of you to come to the host at the space. Yeah, so that warmly welcome Professor Wang Shihao.
Yeah, so as we begin the presentation session today, so it's our pleasure to start with a topic of great interest to many scholars and professionals, opportunity for higher education and academic advancement at the NCKU. So recognized as the one of the Taiwan most critical institution, NCKU is renowned for its excellence in research, innovation, and international academic cooperation. So this session will offer us a comprehensive overview of NCKU with a particular focus on the Department of Computer Science and Information Engineering, so as well as valuable insight into the scholarship program available for international students. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me in extending a warm and respectful welcome to Professor Jin Hao Wang, Chair of the Department of Computer Science and Information Engineering at NCKU.
Okay. So, good morning, our distinguished faculties from HC and UT. Yeah, and also our colleagues and NCK students and all of the attendees who join this workshop. Good morning, everyone. So let me briefly introduce you something about the NCKU and also CSI department. And I'd like to say what we are, who we are, where we from, and what are we going to do, and how do we, maybe we can approach, yes, achieve something. Yeah, so I think that my talk is nothing with the AI technology, but, and also I promise you there's no equations, yeah, during my talk. So, so I think that for some of you maybe you have not been to Taiwan before. Actually, Taiwan and
Yeah.
especially Tainan, actually the location is similar to Ho Chi Minh City. You know, it's a foreign city in Taiwan. So it's about 2.5 hours flight from actually from Taipei to here. Yeah. So I think that I just have 15 minutes to go, right?
Yeah.
I prepare 15 slides, so I try my best, you know. Okay. So I say something about HCKU. HCKU is it started in 1931 at Technical College. Then finally, in the 2040s and 1971, we have established into a comprehensive university. And so the name is HCKU was there. And then later on, 2005, it becomes a top university selected by the MOE of Taiwan. And then recently, we are the top higher university of Taiwan. It's only one of 4 national comprehensive university. Yeah, so I guess we have a mission, you know, to do this stuff. Then we have 5 campuses and a total 200 acres. And then the main campus is right here. Some of you may know the Tainan. So this is we are located in the center city of Tainan, and it's just near the train stations. So that you can see we are going to build a new train station probably next year. So if you come, then you will see the railway is all underground and very safe and beautiful. Yeah. And then a little bit about NCK, we have about 2,600 more faculties and about the same size of the staff. And then most of the students. I checked with your universities. It seems the student here is at 26,000, right?
Yeah.
And so we are slightly less than your amount. But we have other questions about 11K and then 8K is about 1-to-1. And especially the national student we have about 3,000. So it's probably about more than 10%. Yeah. And the most important, the NCKU, it's good is that we have a hospital. And this hospital is very nice. It's a medical center. Great. Yeah.
We all
Louder.
Yeah.
All right, let me try. And I think the most praiseworthy about NCK is that we have 22,000, right? More alumni. Okay, so we are the second largest university in Taiwan. Okay, so if we look at international faculty and students, we have about 131 international faculties. So in case maybe we are talking about the academic collaborations, maybe we can do something about exchange about the faculty. And so is a student. International student actually is about 17,000. Okay, and Vietnamese student, occupy about 10% just for this year. It's more than it's near 200 students. Yeah, most of them are graduate students. Okay, so we have a 9+2 college. 9 means we have like a typical college And two more college is very that's recent established. One is so-called School of Computing, and then the other one is specific for the semiconductor. As you know, most of you probably know that TSMI, right? Okay, so this is a very special college, supported by the government. Okay, so we have some buildings. So maybe all of you familiar with this building, right? So similar to here, you have a French building, French time, and also until now, then we have a Japanese time, so you can see all mixed. Yeah, it's very interesting. And then in Taiwan, everybody probably you miss the food, right? Okay, so the food I've heard that is similar to Vietnamese. So if some of the students come to Thailand, I promise you will feel not proud about the food. Okay. And something about some area near the NCQ, which is like a university city. It's very convenient, and especially we have a lot of night market for students. And so that's why because Taiwan is like a north and south, it's similar to Vietnam, right? So in the north, maybe some areas. But now, right now in Taiwan, NCQ probably is the most important university in Thailand, the Thailand areas. And then along the whole Taiwan island, you can see most of them are scientific park. Then we are going to have like a TSMC going to manufacture 2 nanometer IC chip. Yeah, it's very big. Just to give you something about a ranking. We say like a QS this year about 200 something. But most important to us, if you look at the Taiwan rankings, NCQ still are recognized by many survey report, especially for a student. They are very challenging, and they can, they rank number 1. All right, and then we look at the computer science, we are number 4 in Taiwan. And this is recognized as 6 key research fields are ranked top 1% in BSI. Yeah, so you can see most of the program, especially like engineering, is the number 1 in Taiwan. And because we have a 12 department total. Engineering department. Then it's computer science, WE, which comes another college, small college. So I think when we reach to like South Asia, some of you know this is it's every year they have an event. Sometimes will be held at the NCKU. Okay. So this is a brief about NCKU. So let's look to our department name is Computer Science and Information Engineering, CSIE. So we will start this from 1987 from the master's science. And then after 5 years, we start the PhD program. And then after another 5 years, we just started the PS program. So right now we have many like a computer science, communication, and management, energy. So this is the direction is here. And this another thing is Institute of Manufacturing, Informatics and Systems. So this is also a very special program. So we can apply, the computer science to the spectrum. Yeah. And then does everybody know the AI tech, right? So we have a master program in 2019, and then after that, so many people, they would like to come back to school to study AI. So we, in 2020, we established like a industrial master program. This is what I said. First semester, the first seats I about it right now. If you would like to know more about the CSIE of NCK, you can come to our website at csie.nck.edu. Okay, so give you some pictures about what we are. This is our everything from Japanese side. Okay, so this another is shown. Another station we like 10 years ago, we constructed a new building. It's about 12 floor high, and that is another area. Another side is 8 floors. So that gives us a very quite spacious, future facilities. Yeah, so we are quite good environment, and you can see we immerse the new and old together, so that makes us so unique. And we just show you the author of those pictures. Just sit over there. Okay, and we also have a very nice sunset view. And the CSI project in general, we have a so-called regular. That was a lot of students in the field. Then we have some data class, and also we have intelligence design system. In fact, most of the developer theory program is building in USA. So it's so-called 3+1+1. So for students spend 5 years to get a NC field bachelor degree, and then spend 1 more year and get a master's degree. So it's quite a successful program. And I think we are very strong in our research program in terms of research and development. So you can see we can all kind of very specific computer science application in different areas. Yeah. Okay. So we have about 43 papers, and most of them, because the power system is different from here, right? So you can see the majority of our professors will be promoted into the professorship. Yeah. But we begin from assistant professor also. Yeah. And then associate, and then, yeah. And we have more than 1,000 students. Yeah. And as you can see, undergraduate student, they actually maybe only half, so it's very equally, distributed. Okay, so our research field is probably nothing exhibited the tendency in the world. So we recently divided 5 further fields, like embedded systems, VLSI, so we can do the field now. And also for computer network and computations, multimedia, and human-computer interactions, data science, of course, and also knowledge engineering, and also we have biomedical engineering, biomedical, and also we have software. Of course, we also stress on information security or cyber security. And this is a general, research field. Then I can show you more detail, like like medical informatics, manufacturing system assessment, and then we have this is all or general CSI research program. Yeah. So right now we use like AI to integrate all of the research field. So we can say AI is anywhere. Yeah. AI in Taiwanese means AI means how to say AI someone touched in the pen. AI. AI. So everybody knows AI. Because we are in Thailand, but we have a very strong collaboration with that. Like last year, we have a workshop with AMD, yeah, and then also with TSMC. In the bottom, you can see this is all of them are like a graduate students. Yeah. Also, we can also conduct like this is a special international conference, and then our students you need to do a senior design probably like a junior year, like 30 years, and then after they do like a post, and then also they have a competitions. Yeah. So in the good one, they will receive a different prize. Also, a student will go into the lab. So another field is we do the robotics. Yeah, that is another reason. Just show you some conflict in the library with like a teaching and also like research. And this is one of our computer rooms. You can see it's about 75. But we have 2 rooms like this. Yeah. And so sometimes we use this. We just do it's a HSPC, the high school programming competition. Yeah, sometimes we hold this kind of event. Then the young excellent student join NCP. And sometimes we meet with students. Each semester we meet, and of course, after the meeting, so this is most important. It's hard to tell everything. Yeah. And I think students like to not enjoy celebrate their graduation. Yeah. Okay. So this is another thing. Okay. I will do this. We summarize our faculty research in terms of like the research areas, research outcomes, and also some selection time. In case you like to find. So we have all kinds of research areas. And which some of them are, pure computer science technology, and some of them are like researching to merge the computer science with the medical problems and also the manufacturing problems. Yeah. So this is the last slide of mine. So maybe we may give you a check. I don't know what's the big thing. Big road, So we really like it. The environment is interest. We have to big road. We see if I then you are going to success. Success is CK, NCK, CK means a success. 10 points is a success. So cross victory, join CSIV, then you headed to success. Thank you very much. Maybe I used too much time.
Yeah, thank you so much, Professor Gordon, for your great introduction.
Just welcome to join us.
So we will go back with Professor Wang later with the Q&A part. And now I would like to interview the next speaker, Professor In Chao Lin, with the topic hardware accelerator for deep neural network. Let's warmly welcome Professor In Chao Lin. Thank you.
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you.
Okay.
So would you please kindly share your slides?
Yeah, I'm sharing. Share. Can you see my slides?
Yes, already.
It's okay?
Yeah. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is In Chao Lin. I'm a professor in Department of Computer Science. Information Engineering National Cheng Kung University. So today I would like to share my research topic is called Hardware Accelerator for Deep Neural Network. The next slide. So here is just my brief introduction. So I'm right now a full professor in National Cheng Kung University, and I used to be a visiting professor in Technical University Munich, Academia Sinica Taiwan, and the University of California, Santa Barbara. I have some industrial experience, and here is my research interest. I work on artificial intelligence on chip, memory-centric computing, and video side design automation, especially design for reliability. And I want some honor and award. So here's my outline. Okay, today I will just give a brief introduction to the hardware accelerator for deep neural network, and I will briefly introduce the benefits of the DNN accelerator, and also briefly introduce how do we design a hardware. How do we design a DNN hardware accelerator? I will give some conclusion. Okay, first of all, I think everybody know, right? Right now, DNN is very popular, and especially right now, many people are working on large language model, right? The DNN can deliver very impressive results in various application area, like we know, like image classification, object detection, speech recognition, text generation. There's many domain, many area where the AI is doing very good job. However, there's some problem, right? So right now, the AI model, because we want to do more and more tasks, more and more powerful jobs. So AI model right now is becoming more and more complicated, more and more require different kind of model structure, right? You know, we have VGG, or used to have VGG. We have a transformer here. We have this stable diffusion, and Llama. Right now we have Mamba. So there are so many different models, and the model actually is become more and more complicated, right? It requires more and more. As you can see, we resonate just a couple million number of parameters, and we have checked out GPT-2. It have 1.5 billion number of transistors, not transistor, the parameters. And we have Llama, it has 13 billions. And we have PLM, is 540 billions. So there's more, the model has become more and more complicated. And the model is also require a lot of computation. You can see here, this is the x-axis is the years, right? And the y-axis is the number of computing. Okay, you can see from AlphaGo model, AlphaGo 0, and you can see from 2020 to 2024, the number of operations that the model require is become larger and larger. So what's the problem? You can see in order to run the big model, people normally use GPU, right? So we have GPU, and the GPU is become a very huge chip, right? This is a B200 GPU, and just one GPU, it requires a lot of power. You can see from GTX 3090 is about 350, and for RTX 4090, it requires more than 400 watts. And then you can see here, right now, last year, there's a NVIDIA 200. It requires almost 1,000 watts, just a chip, right? Just a chip. So it's very huge. It requires huge power, and it requires a lot of because there's a lot of, it requires a lot of power consumption, and you will generate a lot of heat. So what should we do? We need some kind of special hardware Okay, because GPU is very powerful, we know very powerful, but it also consumes a lot of power. So we right now many people are designing new hardware, new accelerator, try to improve the energy efficiency. So you can see here, here's some picture compare different kind of accelerator. So we compare energy efficient, which means if you consume 1 watt, how many operations you can complete. So if the energy efficiency is better, if you use less power to perform more operations, right? So you can see there's different comparison. You can see from the bottom right, the GPU is not very good. It don't have very good energy efficient for performing AI. And then right now we know GPU is very powerful, but actually energy efficiency is not the best. So the goal is we want to use a low power, use less power, but we want to achieve very high performance. So right now many research are design different kinds of DNA accelerator. You can see here, there's a different research. So I don't want to show every point. You can see right now here we have ASIC or special chip. We have FPGA. So there's different kind of chip design to improve the DNA accelerator. Okay, another benefit. This is the first benefit of the DNA accelerator. So another benefit of a DNA accelerator is that if we can use a chip, we can perform AI just inside your chip. Then we can reduce the latency, because just like a car, right? We have a self-driving car, right? If you need to process all the detection. I want to detect a human, detect a pedestrian. We want to detect a car. So we do the detection, object detection, just inside a chip. Then we can have lower latency. Because we can just process everything inside a chip, can respond very quickly. So another benefit is that we have, of course, we can achieve better privacy, because you process data just inside a chip. Like iPhone, right? In iPhone, it has a neural agent. It's an iPhone, right? So it can perform its AI model just inside a chip. It don't need to transfer the data back to the cloud. So if you transfer the data to cloud and process it, right, then the data may be stolen by some bad people, right? Some people may steal the data. So using an AI accelerator, it can provide better privacy. So just a quick summary. So if we can have an AI accelerator, DNA accelerator, then we can have energy efficiency, and we can have lower latency, and we can have better privacy. So the next question is, how do we design an AI accelerator? So basically, as you know, right? So it's hardware. We need to put the AI model inside the hardware, but the hardware has a limited memory space. Also, it has many limited number of computing elements. So the accelerators have limited memory space. So for a model, you want to put a model inside the accelerator. The first thing is we need to do some model optimization for hardware. Okay, so we need to reduce the model size. The model size is very big, right? So we need to make the model size smaller. So there are many techniques we use to optimize the model size, including the quantization and pruning, model compression, and many other techniques. So we are doing research on different techniques to optimize model size. Also, for the accelerator, for hardware design, there are also different methods to design the accelerator. Like we have process element design or data flow optimization, and very many other techniques. So I will just give some example of how do we design a AI chip. So you can see here. So when we want to do a model optimization, we can use the model quantization. So we can reduce the precision or the number of bits. So used to represent weight and activation. For example, normally we reduce 14 point or 4.32 bit representation. We can use 8-bit integer or even 4 bits. So we use this number of bits to represent a number. So you can see here. So like a 4-bit multiply, you just use, if we use 30-bit 14-point multiplication, it requires 3.7 picojoule. And if we use 8-bit multiplication, then we just need to 0.2 joule. So you can see it's very average. If you use less, the next 8-bit presentation, then you can save a lot of energy. This is we call quantization. Another example, another technique we used is use the pruning and the compression. So the pruning is we remove the less important weights. So you can see that before pruning, there's a lot of connection between the neuron. After pruning, we can make the neural network much simpler, much easier. Okay, so we also can compress the model because after the pruning, there are a lot of zero. Okay, because important weights are removed, right? So there's many zero. So we can do some kind of model compression to reduce the memory size. So this is the so this is the model compression. Okay, so I get some question. No problem. I will answer. Can I answer the question after the presentation? Okay. So so here, so we have some kind of architecture. Okay, the architecture normally we use is we do a called process element array design. Okay, process element. So here we normally we don't just have one process element. We have multiple, probably thousands of process elements. So each process element has an individual ALU, register, and a buffer. Okay, so it's kind of like a distributed processing, right? We have many process elements. So many processors can process data at the same time, and we can improve the throughput. The next step we have to consider is data flow. Because we have many processors, right? So then the data flow probably go from left to right or from top to down. There's different way to transfer the data from outside to inside. And then because there are many computing elements, process elements, so we use a lot of data reuse, right? So the data can be reused from left to right, can be reused by many ALU. So we can try to reuse more data and try to remove the data movement. Okay, because they can be reused many times. So also, what we can do is we can compress the data. So we can reduce the data transfer by compressed data. Overall, just we want to design an accelerator architecture which can provide very high throughput, but with very low power consumption. This is our goal, very high energy efficient processor. So finally, I'll just give some work we have done in a couple years, right, in the previous years. So here is a published, this is called another efficient implementation of a local binary convolution network. So it's published a very top journal, it's Hybrid Transaction on Circuit System. In this work, what we do is we have a lot of, the weight for weight. We do some unrolling. You can see every unrolling. So unrolling, the weight has many zero. So because it has many zero, we do the encoding, also called compression. We do model compression, and then we design a very special hardware. It can do encoder and decoder. So just inside the hardware, inside the accelerator. So we have an encoder decoder. Because we have an encoder decoder, so we can compress data and then reduce the hello. Okay, question. Oh, okay, no problem. Okay. Okay, so here here's the encoder and decoder, right? So here decoder. So here we can just show a very simple design. This is very simple. We encoder the model and also do a decoder. This part, this is encoder part, and then this is decoder part. So this is a just a very simple example. So we have done and published in the IEEE transaction. So you can see here we achieve compared to naive implementation. So we can achieve 12 times faster, and then we can achieve 4 times faster than the step R. So this is just briefly show we have done to design a AI accelerator or DN accelerator. And the last slide is just a quick conclusion. So right now there's a high compute demand. So we need AI accelerator, and it's very emerging and very and the hardware accelerator. It can provide very high energy efficiency and low latency and better privacy. And for design an AI accelerator or DN accelerator, we need to optimize the model, and we need to provide a very efficient hardware design. And this is a very very key focus. A lot of research are working on to improve the AI accelerator. Okay, this is my presentation. Thank you. And I guess some question, right? One slide here. So I to get some question, right? Because I hear.
Professor, if you have time, maybe you can answer. But if you don't have time, maybe like I mentioned to you, maybe you can send the question to your email later. Thank you.
Okay, sure, no problem. Okay, so probably we'll okay. So it's quick. So we can probably email to me. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Professor.
Okay.
Okay, so continuously, so this is my pleasure to invite Professor Wei-Kai Chu, who will introduce the topic object detection and interaction classification ethic by vision language model. So please warmly welcome Professor Wei-Kai Chu. So
Okay, hello. Can you see my slide?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So good morning. This is Wei-Kai Chu from National Cheng Kung University. So let me count my. Okay. Yeah. We work on many works related to like multiple player tracking in sports video and human object interaction, face recognition, action recognition, and so on. And all these works, all these studies are based on the deep learning technologies. So we also have already developed several core deep learning technology like self-supervised learning, unsupervised learning, knowledge distillation, and the neural architecture search. So let me start my talk today. I would like to talk the human-object interaction. So in this problem, the problem formulation is that given an image, we would like to detect the person in the image and some object in the image. And we also would like to recognize the interaction between the human and the object. So why do we want to do human-object interaction? Because it may be applied to many different areas of in research. For example, it can be used in robotics. So we would like to know how we can interact with some specific object. And it can also be applied to some like a surveillance system. So like we can recognize the interaction or the behavior of the person in the image. And in the past few years, there have been many works proposed for human-object interaction detection. The first type of this work is called the two-stage methods. At the first stage, we can apply some predefined detector to detect the human bounding box and the object bounding box. And then we can extract features from this bounding box. And then based on these features, we can fit them into an interaction model like a convolutional neural network or transformer to classify the interaction between the human and the object. So this is the so-called two-stage HOI detection method. And another type of method is one-stage HOI detection method. That means it's an end-to-end approach. So given an image, we just extract the visual feature, and then based on the global and the local visual feature and the correlation between them, we construct an interaction decoder so that we can recognize the interaction between the human and the object, as well as the interaction between them. So we detect the human, the object, and the interaction between them in an end-to-end approach. And recently, many one-stage HOI detection method also leverage the power of the so-called vision language model. Just like you know that we can apply like ChatGPT 4o to recognize the object or the human inside. However, if you really use ChatGPT 4o to do this kinds of problem, you will see that the accuracy is still not so good. Okay, so basically we just leverage the VLM. We want to extract extra knowledge or extra feature from VLM to facilitate better HOI detection method. Okay, so here we can leverage VLM to extract more visual information, or we can leverage VLM to extract more text-based features. Okay, so this is the most recent method in the one-stage HOI approach. And in our work, we propose the so-called common sense-based HOI. The motivation is quite simple, because according to our observation, so given this image, so given a person and a book, what interaction are most likely to occur between the person and the book? So it's more likely that the person is reading the book, the person is holding a book, okay, rather than the person is eating a book. So basically, this is a common sense, right? So we know that some interaction may unlikely happen between some specific person and object pair. So if we can ask an large language model to respond how likely and what are the most likely interaction between a specific human and object pair, maybe we can prioritize more likely interaction. Okay, so this is the so-called common sense based HOI. Another observation is that for different interaction, the human and the object may have specific spatial distribution. For example, if the person is hugging an object, then the center of the person and the object may be quite close, okay? And when the person is feeding an animal, and basically we can see that the spatial distribution would be like in horizontal direction. So based on how they distribute on the image, actually it implicitly embed useful information for us to recognize the interaction between them. So this is the so-called contextual cue. So based on these two observations, we propose in one stage HOI detection method based on common sense and the contextual feature. So here is the framework. Given an image, we extract the visual feature based on CNN, and we try to extract the global visual feature based on transformer. And then based on this global visual feature, we construct an instance decoder so that we can detect the human bounding box, the object bounding box, as well as the object class. Okay, and we can combine the human visual feature and the object visual feature to this integrated visual feature, and associated with the global visual feature, we can construct an interaction decoder to recognize the interaction between the human and the object. And basically, this is our base model. Okay, and what we propose is that we propose a CS-based enhancement module and another contextual-based enhancement module. So here is the detail. Basically, for the common sense, because right now we already know the person and the object in the image. So we would like to generate a prompt. For example, if a person and a motorcycle are on the racetrack, what are the most likely interactions between them? List the top 5 interactions from a list. Okay, so we put this prompt to an LLM like ChatGPT-4. Okay, and we want it to answer the top 5 most probable interaction. So it may reply, okay, the most likely interactions are ride, hold, sit on, hop on, carry, and so on. So based on this response, we can generate a few text description like a photo of a person riding a motorcycle, or a photo of a person holding a motorcycle, and so on. And based on this text description, we apply a CLIP text encoder to transform this text description into a text-based features. Another contextual cue is based on the spatial distribution between the human bounding box and the object bounding box. So we try to transform this spatial relationship into a text description. For example, this would be a photo of a person and a motorcycle with horizontal displacement, vertical displacement, and the object area is so on and so on. And we try to transform this text description into features. And later, the CS-based enhancement module and the CX-based enhancement module are built based on transformer. So here, the left-hand side is the conventional interaction interaction decoder. And we build the enhancement module so that we calculate the cross attention between different layers of features between the visual feature and the common sense feature and the contextual based feature, so that we can build extra interaction classification results. And finally, we combine them together to get the final HOI detection result. Okay, so I will skip this part. So basically, this is our idea. Okay, and of course, we need to design a few loss function like the human bounding box laws, object bounding box laws, object classification laws, interaction classification laws, and so on. And to evaluate the performance, we evaluate on the Hecode data set and the vCoco data set. And basically, by comparing our method with the existing baseline method, we can get performance gain. And note that the proposed method can be integrated with several different one-stage HOI detection method. So, for example, here we can integrate with the GENV-LKT method, and as well as integrate it with the HOI clip. And by comparing the basic method with the integrated method, we can see a significant performance improve. Okay, and by comparing with the state of the art, we can also have a better result. Okay, so here we have a several evaluation study to verify the impact of different components. So here are some visualization results. So given this input image, if the top row represent the result of the HOI clip, and it incorrectly recognize that the person is pat the dog. Okay, however, actually this person is kissed with the dog. Okay, so with our proposed enhancement module, we can correctly recognize the interaction. Here is another example. Without our CSX module, it incorrectly recognized the human is riding the elephant, but actually, no, the human is hugging the elephant, but actually the person is riding the elephant. Okay. So in conclusion, our proposed method is that we incorporate the LLM-generated common sense and a contextual feature to enhance the HOI detection method. Okay, and we propose two simple modules so that we can add on with existing HOI detection method, and these kinds of simple methods show clear performance gain on these two benchmark. Yeah, so this is all my presentation. Thank you so much. So any question?
Thank you so much, Professor. And actually, Dr. mentioned you're still busy after the presentation, so maybe we send the questions to your email. Is it possible?
You mean answer the question right now? Hmm?
Yeah, if you have time.
Okay, let me check. Okay. If I want to build a mini project combining object detection and vision language model, what framework and tool would you recommend to start with? Okay. In our case, we use like GPT 3.5 Turbo. Okay. Right now, actually, there are many open source libraries we can rely on. Okay, so you can use the open source like for the vision language model. We usually use CLIP, C-L-I-P. Okay, and right now you can also rely on some the LLM API. Of course, you may need to pay a little bit to use the API. Okay, so this is one part. I would learn the main challenge you face when integrating vision and language data. Okay, so actually one of the challenges that usually the vision language model change quite quickly. Okay, so every month or even every 2 weeks, a new versions of vision language model emerge. Okay, so basically we need to keep with the pace, this very fast pace with the development of the vision language model. Okay, and another challenge is that we also need the hardware resource. So we need budget to buy powerful GPUs so that we can fine tune the vision language model. Okay, can I have the slide? Of course. So I will send. Actually, I have already sent the slides to the organizer. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Professor. We still collect question through our live stream, so if you will learn more, and we will send you later. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Because of our time limited, so maybe we have to move to the next speaker. Let's warmly welcome Professor Chung Bin-Yang with the topic Automatic EEG background analysis and report generation with hybrid artificial intelligence model. Let's warmly welcome Professor.
Do I stand in front of the room or also
It's okay if you stand here.
sit here?
Yeah, yeah. Very convenient.
Okay. It's a really big. Okay, good. Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Chung Bin-Yang. I'm with Department of Computer Science and Information Engineering, National Cheng Kung University. Today, I'm going to present is about a hybrid artificial intelligence system for automatic EEG background analysis and report generation. I think this for this project, the main purpose is to promote the efficiency of the doctor to generate a report. Okay, so the research objective primary goal to develop an innovative hybrid AI system for automatic interpretation of EEG background activity and the report generation. Before this job was done through different phases of the doctor, so it takes time. And the key objectives, the first one is to automated PDR prediction. Use the deep learning technology to predict posterior dominant rhythm with high accuracy. The second one is to remove the artifacts, to implement a supervised method to clean EEG signals automatically. And the third one is to abnormality detection, to identify generalize the background slowing and focal abnormalities. The fourth is to report generation. I think this is the innovative one and the most important one to generate the reports. To use the LLM to generate professional EEG reports automatically. And this system architecture shows the flow or the data generated by the EEG. Then use the neighbor HPLS artifact to repair and choose several points to the signal to do that. The next one is to have a CNN models. It's a dominant rhythm prediction. Then we use the algorithms for EEG abnormalities. And this includes diffuse the background slowing and the focal abnormalities. Then the last one is to LLM to generate the reports. This hybrid model, the first one, the high beta and beta alpha delta and alpha AP gradients, and also absolute EEG value larger than 150. Then annotations open and close eyes. And we remove the non-resting epochs algorithms. Then we have the unsupervised neighbors HCOS. Then after this artifact repairing, then we get we do the prediction to predict posterior dominant rhythm and to have the features be extracted. Then next one is to have abnormalities algorithm. Then we have DPS, asymmetry background, focal slow. Then the last one is to have the report generation. We use the Google Gemini 1.5 Pro API. Okay, so these several phases, including supervised learning, deep learning, heuristic algorithm, then LLM. The neighbor HBOS artifact repair have several stages through A, B, C, C. A is the two. We have in B we can see the blue circle P4, P402. This is some contact with the brain signal. So from A, the T6 electrode, this the red waveforms shown in figure A, localize the high amplitude interference waves. B to ipsilateral neighboring electrodes, including T4, P4, and O2. These blue circles are selected for spatial comparison. And the red curve indicates that the interference is confined to T6 only and has not spread to neighboring electrodes. And C shows the HBOS to apply to 31 features. The next one, D, using the average signal from T4, P4, and O2 for repair. The T6 waveform recovers physiological characteristics consistent with neighboring electrodes. Posterior dominant rhythm prediction, convolutional neural network. We have the ensemble models use the custom CNN, GoogleNet, ResNet, and the features used for PDR prediction shown in figures A, B, and C. Figure A is the original EEG with the labeled PDR value of 9.5 Hz for both hemispheres. Figure B is a feature maps for the right and left PDR displayed as images. The right PDR map includes electrodes P6, O2, P5, P4, T5, O1, P3. And while the left PDR map includes electrodes P5, O1, P3, T6, O2, and P4. Figure C is the power spectral density, PSD feature. And this each electrode showing the power across frequency from 3 to 15 Hertz. The PDR prediction results, it shows the model performance comparison. The model including MAE, RMSE, ACC at 0.6 Hertz and ACC 1.2 Hertz. And it shows 91.8% accuracy within 0.6 Hertz error margin and 91% accuracy within 1.2 Hertz error margin. And this outperforms traditional methods. It's 75.9% at 0.6 Hertz. And minimal data set needed, only about 900 samples for good performance. Abnormality detection algorithms and the performance is the generalized background slowing, GPS, and focal abnormalities, background asymmetry, and focal slow waves. And it shows the generalized background slowing in this table. I'm not going to the detail. You can take a look at the number. And the next one, focal abnormalities. It also shows the AI system and compare with neurologists. Okay, so this is about the manual by the person, by the neurologist, and the automatic by the AI systems. And the validation and the generalizability. Custom validation data sets is 100 new EEG recordings and 3 neurologist consensus labels. And the F1 score is 0.884, and accuracy is 0.890. And the TUAB public data set, another data set, 276 EEG recordings, and this is by Temple University Corpus. And the F1 score is 0.835, and accuracy is 0.884. And there's no significant difference between the data sets. T is equal to about 0.66. And report generation with LLMs. The input is JSON formatted EEG features from hybrid AI analysis. Use the Google Gemini 1.5 Pro API LLM. And the prompt engineering, structure the prompt with the first one, raw definitions, like a neurologist with database access, and task specification, and report structure guidelines. Then the examples for normal and abnormal findings. And finally, the output will be a structured medical report. So the LLM prompt structure, assume you are a neurologist, and the JSON finding, including the key about the value pairs and meanings of JSON findings, is a list of meanings for each key value pair. Then tasks generate a detailed and a structured EEG report based on the provided EEG findings. It's a detailed report format instructions. Then examples for abnormal clinical correlations. So use your example. Then examples for advanced strategies, your examples. Your detailed and structured EEG report in what kind of language you are going to have. So this is the example to show the EEG findings according to the criteria we just showed in front pages. So this is the real example, like EEG quality pool and back channel, the channels, and so on. So this is in the JSON format. Then this is the reports, sample reports by Gemini 1.5 Flash. So we can have the EEG findings like this, and finally we have conclusions and clinical correlation and the advanced strategies shown like this in English version. And thanks for the Gemini, because it generated Vietnamese, even I didn't know how to read that. But most of you know how to read that. Okay, so AI generated for us. We use the same inputs, the data, but we can have a different output for different people to read it. Okay, so the clinical impact and advantage. First one is efficiency. So only need 1,530 labeled EEGs, the minimal training time required. And the second one is accuracy. So we can have 91.8% PDR accuracy, and outperforms neurologists for GPS and 100% report generation accuracy. The third one is accessibility, open source programming, cross-platform compatibility, and suitable for small hospitals. The fourth one is the automation, unsupervised artifact removal, no manual labeling needed, and automatic report generation. Okay, thank you very much, and this is my presentation.
Yes, yeah, thank you for your presentation. So next, I'm delighted to welcome Dr. Lý Đức Dũng to present the topic, Leveraging AI trend in education, balancing ethics and impact. So please give a warm welcome to Dr. Lý Đức Dũng.
While waiting for the slide on, just a quick introduction to you guys. Some of you are familiar face and some of you are new. So I'm teaching here in this university, University of Technology, and I work in AI for a while, actually almost 10 years. And my most focus is computer vision and speech processing. However, today I would like to take you away to some insight bring you all the way to another issues that we all care about, that ethic issue in AI, which I believe when we design some system, we have to care a lot. And it's rational, so I hope that you will have some sort of discussion about this later. And if you want to discuss about computations or speech processing, we can talk about it all day. It's a lot of things, so let's talk about it later. All right, so let's get started. Can you go back? Okay, so just a quick look of some statistics of AI use in education, as I am working in education, and I see that the way we are learning changing a lot since about 3 years ago, when I'm up here and a lot of people start to get so exciting and use it a lot. You see that a lot of students use ChatGPT for their homework. I don't know if you think this is a good or bad thing. I have a chance about 5 years ago talking in high school, international high school, and a very young student from 5th grade, I believe, from 5th grade to 12th grade, they asked me, is it okay for me to use ChatGPT for my homework, writing essay? And well, that's boring me a lot, so I give them a lot of explanation about how to use AI. But actually, it's a trouble of the society. You give them the tools, right? But you don't teach them, you don't educate them how to use it properly. So all of children have a very convenient way to approach the tool, and all they do is asking how to solve this. Please give me an answer for this, write an essay for me, and so on and so forth. And then they didn't learn anything. So that's the current situations of the society as we are seeing, including our children right now, using some advanced technologies like ChatGPT. So I believe that this is something that we care about. And you can see that here we have a lot of statistics about how the student believe that the use of AI is important. On the bright side, it's good, right? Because it's help you to correct some writing, and they give you some instruction. They help you finding information very well. But on the dark side, a lot of students tend to use AI in a very bad way. I see a lot of arguments about this. Some students go to the class and talk very bad mouth about their professor, saying that I just throw all of your slides into ChatGPT and I got all the answers I want. I got the summarizations. So what should I do here in the class? You didn't bring anything new to me. You just repeat the slide. So that's bad, right? And on another side, as an educator, you see some sort of arguments like, well, one day I see a video clip that TA, teaching assistant, they blame the student. They say, I sent you the answer through email. You guys didn't read it. You just give me the answer by asking ChatGPT, and all of your answer is wrong. But I did send the answer to your email, but you didn't read my emails. So is that the consequence of using AI? Well, I bet that you see a very bad impact on AI recently. And it's all about recent large language model has a very big impact on our society. And you have heard a lot about vision language models right now, as some professor previously has shown you how they use it to interpret the information from the image. And now we can see a lot of application of that foundation model as well. So anyway, back to the problems. Here you see that we have a lot of statistics, and I believe that us as educator, we care about using AI as well. Some of you may care about using AI for automated grading. What about that? You have some tests, some exam for the student, and you ask them to write it. Well, in a handwritten form or just typing the answer. And then you can use some AI to summarize and to provide some grade by using the tools, right? Well, that's control some problems. I don't think that's a good idea because somehow the model may bias you are very bad evaluations. But if you leave it to the humans, it's still the same. That's boring me a lot because right now that's a big issue. I see a lot of research. They are trying to propose some models that can give the score for writing. You can see, well, let me take you all the way to English lesson, for example. You take IELTS test and you have the writing test, right? In the writing test, you write a lot. So do you think that people have time to read all of your text? Previously, in a few years ago, maybe, they take time to read your text. But nowadays, it's no longer legal. I mean, they don't have time because so many people just attend the exam and they do the test. So to reduce the cost of evaluations, they use models, AI models actually, and they give the score based on your performance. And if you are using some tools for writing as well, they keep the score for your writing as well. So that's the fact that we are having a lot of AI tools for educators to provide some sort of information. I'm not sure if you are using that score as a final score or you are just take it as a reference, but that's what AI tool can provide you. And somehow it's very useful for educator. Also, another point of view from educator, you can use AI tool to check the biasms. So you may want to check how many percent of that writing is actually from AI and how many percent of that come from human. So that based on that evaluation, you can check your student, classify them into groups, give them interview, and so on and so forth. So that's from education viewpoint is very important. You can take some benefit from AI tools and apply it into your education process. Now, from the side of the parents, you see that almost 70% of parents believe AI does not have a positive impact. This is the statistic, right? And this is so true. I also agree. If you are a parent, you don't want your child rely a lot on AI tools to do their homework. That's very bad, including me right now, as we are the authors. We know a lot about AI. We know what it can give, the hallucination that AI gives you. So we still rely a lot on that. Ask yourself every day, did you apply ChatGPT, DeepSeek, or whatever tools for your work? I believe yes, right? I see a lot of people ask questions on that and and take the answer as the fact, but be careful with that. So anyway, from the parents' side, I believe that you need to somehow have some sort of impact on your children, teach them and reduce some sort of connection between them and children so that they have more time of themselves to think about how to solve problems rather than rely on the AI tools. That's the whole thing, right? And the thing that we have to talk about AI in the education is because, you know, the spending on AI in the education sector actually increasing a lot in recent years. It's keep increasing, not decreasing. Because if you see right now, if you ask some young people, Gen Z and Gen Alpha, maybe you call it that way, they use a lot of AI tools right now. Notion, ChatGPT, all of you, including some university students right now, are using that for their study. Some of them are benefit from that tool, some of them just rely on that. In our faculty, we have issue, a real issue. The students use AI, the AI models, for coding. We give them some assignments and they use AI tool to generate the code. I'm not sure if they write it themselves or they rely on the result of the tools. So there is a lot of arguments between the professor and the student because we don't trust each other. We have trust issues, but before that, we don't have the issues. Right? Before that, we believe that our student will do the job by writing the code themselves, but nowadays, with the AI tools, it's no longer legal. I have to think about, they may use some AI to generate the code. Maybe they don't, but how do you know? What's the issue, right? Anyway, we see that AI has transformed our society a lot, and it gives us a lot of benefit. It gives us a lot of potential for improving our life quality as well as the way we learn. But it also poses a lot of ethical risks. And the core problem, as I state here, is that how do we use AI to enhance our learning and not give away our humanity. So I would like to give a short picture of how we apply AI training in educations. So first of all, you see that there are a lot of platforms for personalized learning. Well, there are some adaptive platforms as well as real-time platform for learning. There are AI tutors. There are custom learning path tools for you. Think about one day, you use a tool to analyze your course performance, and then the AI tool can suggest for you what tool you should focus on to improve the final result. And also, there are some AI tutors that help you to improve your work, your study. Like, think about one day you study English, for example. We have 4 skills: reading, writing, speaking, and listening. And then for speaking, you can use speech processing to analyze if the student read is correctly, pronouncing correctly. You can use some AI tool for analyze their writing. So suggest for them somehow to improve their writing by changing the way they write, for example. So those adaptive platforms is very powerful, and you can find it on the market right now. They are alive for about 3 or 5 years already, and they can suggest for you a lot of options for learning. Well, we will talk about some study case later. The second application, the second trend is automation and efficiency. As I've introduced to you earlier, we have automated grading, we have some administrative tasks. Think about it. You apply your positions in a university. You are a student, you apply a master course or PhD course, then I would like to scan your profile automatically to classify if you qualify for my job. So instead of reading everything manually, I will use AI tool to summarize, to classify, to group you into groups, and suggest some qualification that match with my requirement. That's administrative task. And for resource allocation as well. So maybe in a faculty, you have a lot of professor and you want to distribute the workload of the teaching. Then you can use AI tool to distribute, well, this professor specialized in some topics, in some courses, and the other professor specialized in other courses. So we would like to give a load balancing scheduling for professor. Those are very important, right? We can do it by using AI. That's have a loss. Of course, that's just a suggestions, not totally matched with our current situation, because most of institutions right now, I think, still use manually assignment for professor. And we have AI teaching assistant, as you know. It's not completely mature right now, but still they assist you on the study path, especially in some topic like English. The next point is about digital creations. For example, you can create textbooks by using AI. Well, that's a lot of problems with me, like ethics problems. think about it, you can ask AI like ChatGPT or DeepSeek to write some statement of the books for you. Well, let me ask you, is it legal? Does that violate any ethic issues? I believe yes. If you don't verify that text, if you don't write themselves, maybe that's just nonsense to me as an educator. But anyway, you can do that with LMs. You can generate some textbook for you. You can translate from one book to the other. Previously, we rely on human, right? We ask human to translate the book, and you can earn money from writing a book just by translating another book. But now with AI tools, you can just translate automatically. So my question is, who is the owner of that translated versions? Is it AI or is it human? Right? And that poses a lot of issues about selling money and so on and so forth. And the next trend is great analytics. I think that this is most related to you guys. Some of my college here focus on predict the performance of the student. We collect a lot of data from our students, from their score to their way of doing it. We measure how long do they spend for the assignment, how frequent they access to the website to submit the assignment, how much time they spend for the work, and so on and so forth. So basically, we use all the information gathered to predict their performance. So we predict how likely they can pass the course based on that performance. And if we find some sort of warning, like there's about 70% of chance the student will fail the course, we raise the alarm to the student. Well, that's very powerful tools, right? If you take from the standpoint of an educator like me. And there is another thing that we think that very important for the student is that data-driven curriculum optimizations. So think about it, we provide a lot of courses for our student, and sometimes the student doesn't know what course should they take because there are so many options for them. So if you have some way to collect the data from their performance from some sort of survey, some sort of questions, post-course assessment, and so on and so forth, gather all of them and give some sort of recommendation like, okay, based on your performance, you should follow this path, choose this course because it may most likely benefit your study. You will do well in that course. So that's their curriculum optimization for students. Of course, that's important. And I believe some institutions are still working on this one, and it's on the way. And the last and not least is emerging technologies like AI power, VR and AR for experimental learning. Well, think about it. In high school, you have to do some experiment in the lab, right? You go there and do some physics experiment and doing some chemical experiments. Sometimes it's dangerous. So you now can use some AR, VR technologies, like using some classes introduced by different partners like Facebook. Well, I should call them another name, Alphabet, right? No, Alphabet is Google. Facebook is Meta. And also we have Apple also joined the game. Like they introduce some class for VR, and you can interact with virtual environment, right? That's for learning as well. And in recent WWDC, you see that they introduced a new OS, iOS, right? And they introduced classes interface. Well, that's bothered me a lot because that interface is so stupid. But from another side, I think that they are trying to educate the user, give the user a quick look of how to use their smart glass for interacting with Windows in virtual environment, because it looks like that in the VR environment. So if they are on the way to do so, then obviously you can see a lot of applications that allow the student from young student to university student to interact, to do some experiment in virtual environment without worry about any potential risk of their health and damage of the lab. All right. So based on that, I would like to give a quick look of some other statistics. Here's some games for educations that using AI. You can find it on market. This statistic is from Broad, so a very trustable source. Adaptive learning platform consumes about 43%. You can say that's a lot, right? And automatic grading system is also really important. I think that a lot of people don't aware of the existence of those tools, but actually this consumes about 41% in market. And of course, chatbot for student support, we are using it every day now. Intelligent tutoring system, we see it for high school students to assist their learning in history, in math, in English, foreign language in general. Right, and another statistic is, let's see, this is the distribution of the AI products for different aspects. So you can see that looks like we have virtual learning platform consumes a lot of the market. Here we have Google Classroom is a very good example. I'm not using that one because still in our institution, even though we use Google Platform a lot, Google Classroom is still something that not so familiar with us because we run the class in a different way. We use LMS platform, a very different system. But anyway, this is a trend that we see, and chatbot and adaptive learning system is opening for you here, so that we see that the market is very active. It's not like something new, right? And here are some other statistics about how do we use product and how many percent of people interested in that one. I think I will skip this one. And also from the side of our student, this is the survey from a student to see how they use AI tool for different purpose. So they use it just for curiosity, our curiosity. They want to try out the tool to experiment doing something else. But most of students, like 36%, want to use AI to have their homework and coding as well, of course, and solve the problems and find something fun as well, but not so much. All right, so I think that we should move on to some ethical challenges that we have in AI, and that's the most important part. So first of all, in AI, we want to enhance accessibility of AI tools for people, right? And the most interesting thing that you can see here is that you can use AI for automatic translations, so that we remove the barrier of learning. Think about one day, international students come to our university, they just need to plug in their headphone, and then you no longer worry about the language. You can speak within Vietnamese or English, and everyone can understand. So no need for a translator. Okay, so that's important. This benefit not for advanced country, but for underdeveloped countries and some developing countries. Because think about it, if you go to Africa or some other part of the world where we don't have the power to teach them English, right? And that's so important to remove the barrier of the language, so that everyone can breathe, everyone can learn without knowing the language of the professor. And also from my side, I think that sometimes I and my students read a lot of code from student, some professor in China as well, and they note their code in Chinese. I don't understand, and so translation is so important. So this is the the way we can enhance accessibility of people when we use AI. Now, for the teacher, we can save time for mentorship. So think about it. You can use AI to suggest some career path for the student. You can use AI to give them some sort of suggestions before they can approach you. Because think about it, in this institution, I have about over 100 students under my observations. So I cannot take care of all of them. I can only solve the problems when they approach me. But most of the time, they don't approach me because they stare or they worry or they feel weird at them or anything. So maybe using some AI to contact with them or give them suggestions is a little bit better because you don't have to fear, right? And if the AI tool can somehow give them the warning, then they may contact the professor, or the AI tool can warn me that there is something with my system, so I can go there and touch them. Now, the next part of AI programs is scalability and equity. So, you know that we have problems here when we provide AI service because not everyone can afford AI, right? Think about it. In US, they use ChatGPT daily basis, but in other countries, maybe not because they don't have money to pay for the tools. So maybe they have some limitations. And so when we talk about AI equity, we means to provide the access to that tools for everybody. So maybe there needs some sort of policy to scale the system to other countries and also about the price and so on and so forth. So anyway, it's all about support from high quality service resource for under development communities. And that's important. And we have some other options for applying AI, like prepare students for AI driving tools. Well, I think that this part is the part where Chinese are doing very well. I see them training their students from elementary school to high school using AI since a very young age up to now. So I believe that the way they vision teaching students how to use AI in their work, in their study is extremely important as well. So there are some challenges. So first, bias and facts. Well, if you think that AI is not biased, you're wrong because there's a famous term in a very famous quote in machine learning. If a model is not biased, it's not learning anything, right? So every model is biased in some way. So because of that, the algorithms somehow discriminate people, you know, like classify human face, also a problem. There are some arguments about that. So remove the bias from AI model is extremely important. So how you treat people fair based not on their outlook is extremely important. So here is a very, I think, very interesting example. There is a bias in recruitment tool that impacts student opportunities. Why? If you think about it, I send my CV, my resume to the company. And the company is using some tools to grade my profile, to give me some sort of score so that the HR can then process my profile later. So if that AI tool bias and favor some white man than the black man, is that a good idea? Maybe not. May you bias some CV based on their background, on their university compared to other universities? Maybe that's the problem, right? So the bias in those recruitment tools used by the company is also pose unfairness in AI. So if you are the one who developed those kind of AI system for recommendations, for grading the resume of the people, you have to aware of how to build a model that is fair enough so that it's not going to bias too much. Okay. The next challenge we have is privacy and data security. I believe that this is important in Western society because they have standard. But even so, in developing countries like us, we see that data security is so low, right? You know that our data is spread all around the countries, and I very often receive a phone call from strange people asking me, do you want to buy an apartment? Do you want to invest money in the stock and so on and so forth? I don't need that, but they sell my information. Yeah, that is really important, right? So when you use some AI tools, do you trust those AI tools not using your personal data for their purpose? There must be some consent from your side, right? You click agree. On the agreement sheet, there's a lot of writing there, but most of us don't read it. But actually, those AI models, those companies collect the data from the user. Every behavior you do, like you are used to Google, right? Every time you type in something you search on the internet, you are being recorded. And those data actually represent your personality as well. So they are analyzing your behavior, your characteristic and whatever, and they give you the recommendation. They are selling you. So this is also important. Do you want to use some AI tool that mining a lot of your personal information? Is that risk for you? Maybe. So we care about this a lot. The surveillance problem is important. I think that in US, they do surveillance in a very secret way that most of citizens doesn't know, but we know that they use our data. That somehow violate the ethic in AI as well. The next challenge in AI is transparency and accountability. So if AI is a black box, who are the one who will be responsible for the decisions? Think about it, you have a car, right? And the car, we now going on the part where all of you will hit the car and let it drive for you. You don't actually drive. You don't need to take the right lesson anymore. We are talking about autonomous driving car. And if that car causes some accidents, who will pay for that accident? Is that you who own the car, or is that company who provide AI control? I don't know. This is the problem, right? And there are some sort of advising from AI models, like the AI model can advise that you should do this, you should do that. But is that advice is a good? Because if the student follow that part that the AI tool are showing, then if they fail, who will be responsible? Is that AI tool responsible for that decision? Maybe not, because it's just a model, right? But it poses some risk for the student as well. The next challenge is human and autonomy, human agency. So if we rely a lot on AI tools, then somehow we as humans will lose ability to think, to make decisions. That's the problem. So ethical in AI implies that you should consider the impact of AI in human life, right? So that humans don't lose their way in living. They should still maintain ability to think for themselves. It's about AI in emotional assessment as well, because sometimes if people rely a lot on AI, they lose confidence, and that affects their emotion, right? So sometimes there are people develop AI tools for emotional assessment. They care about the emotional in the process, of analysis. So you see a lot of changing right now in this field. Last is about liquidity, as I mentioned. When we have AIs, a lot of things happens. Well, as we are talking about ethics, I would like to show you some case where AI actually support the cheating process. This is important. So you see that people use AI for generate the essay. That's the fact. Now, you have to agree with me upon this matter because right now, as we are our student thesis, about 50% of their thesis may be generated by AI. Believe it or not, that's the fact. I asked my student, do you use AI for writing? They say yes. They actually use AI to generate some content. And I feel like, no, this is wrong. We should teach them how to use it properly, right? That's cheating as well. Well, this is very dirty when they go to the exam room wearing some small headphone and then use the voice, the chatbot for voice assistant for the exam. You can see this as well. So those are the statistics provided by some institution, and they say that this is actually a bad use of AI in education. And there are some common cheating methods applied by the high school student. I don't want to drive you too deep into this part, but this is the fact, right? And a lot of students are using AI in a very bad way. I think that if you don't know about this, you should know this by now to somehow find a solution to reduce the way they use AI, or at least somehow educate them about ethics. So not using this is a good way. And this is some statistics from UK. And you can see that there are a lot of cases up here in UK. They found some cheating around the country when they use AI. This is in UK alone, right? Some institution, they have found a lot of cheating around the countries. All right, so let me suggest some sort of ethical integration in AI tools. So first of all, when we create AI tools, we should perhaps use it to enhance the way we work, the way we learn, rather than rely on them. I mean, using AI tool to educate the student and also educate their professor to use it properly is very important. Okay, so we need some sort of talk, some sort of workshop to educate people, involve teacher, student, administrator, all kind of participant in one place, and then share about how we develop AI tool for learning. And there are some tests to be diverse from the classroom, and you should ensure that all the educator retain the ultimate control over AI generated content and decisions. That means when you use AI tool for generate some sort of decision, for example, recommend the student to do something, or recommend the student to do some sort of career path, then you have to review that decision. You have the ultimate control, or at least you can somehow customize it. The next is to prevent algorithm discriminations, like this particularly apply for administration, for grading, and resource allocations. So we see that I found some very interesting tools that can help the AI models remain fair. Well, this is interesting. A lot of people don't use it, but I found it interesting, like the AI Fairness 360, like you see over there, or DeepCheck from Stanford. Those are some tools provided by big companies like IBM and big institutions like Stanford. They used to audit the models. So perhaps they try to verify if your model is biased or not. Is that fair to train the model with the data or not? So maybe I suggest that you can take some time to look at those tools. It's extremely important. Anyway, people care about the fairness of the AI models. Now, if so, then we better develop the tools or use the tool to verify the fairness of our models. And about policy, I guess that in university, in some institution, we have to form some sort of ethic group to assess what to use, what not to use, design the policy of the university, of the institutions. Do you prevent the student? Do you forbid the student from using AI tool? What AI tool should be used and what not to use? At what level? It's not the job that one human can make decision. I think all of us have to come together and have discussions and have the ethic war and come from that part. And so I will leave this right here because I guess it's not for me to speak about this one. For policy, there are so many things impacts at very top level, I guess. And we want to provide some sort of well, what can I say? You don't want to make AIs to be something very special for a group of people. We want it to be fair for everyone, right? So think about it. If you are going to say all of the high school students can use AI to support their study, to improve their study, then in the big city like Washington City or in Hanoi, we can have it. But in some other small district or in some countryside, they don't have access to AI tool, then how can you provide that kind of service to do this? It's extremely important. Yeah, I guess that maybe too much, so maybe I skip this a little bit. All right, so we have to educate not just professor, but also student to use AI in an ethical way. Give me a few minutes to show you some study case as well. I mean, this is also interesting. So the first case study I want to show you is Squirrel AI. This is made from a company in China. They provide personalized learning for K-12 students in all the country, including some students in the countryside as well. And they apply quite a few issues in AI. And the interesting finding here is that 78% of students improve their test score in pilot school. So that shows the effectiveness of the AI tool that this company provides for the countries. And also the teacher reported that over 30% of time saving on grading. So they spend less time for grading. That's good for them as well. They can spend time on caring about the student rather than just grading. The second study case that I found interesting is that a facial recognition classroom in Vancouver, Canada. Well, they used computer visions to detect the focus of the student in the class. Well, why this is interesting? This raises a lot of issues. They detect if the student focus on the class, or they are sleeping, or they are doing something else, they are looking at the screen and they not focus on the lecture and so on and so forth. But even though this is very important, it still poses a lot of privacy and consent, and also have a problem with accuracy and the bias. And so the backlash of this one is that there are public protests. They don't want that. People in Canada don't want that. They say that you violate my privacy and so on and so forth. So after a while, the project was abandoned. It's no longer work. It's just in just 6 months, not so long, right? And the last case study that I want to show you is about predictive advising. This from USA. This York State University is also a famous university. They use AI tooling to propose some sort of suggestion for the student. So the outcome, let me just take you directly to the outcome, is have 22% reduction in dropout rate. That's a lot, right? I don't have a statistic in this university, but the dropout rate in this university is also high. So we want to reduce that as well. We want our students to improve their way of study, to not losing any motivation. So this tool provided by the university actually produced about 22% in dropout rate. That's a lot. And about 66% of student satisfactions that they give about the chatbot. So I think that something we can care about. The final conclusions is there are some call for action here. If you are about to apply AI in your work, in your teaching, your research, for the student, then you should take a look at those form, I guess, to discuss later. And finally, the final word, AI is good, yes. It doesn't matter what type of problems you are applying, maybe that's NLP, that is computer processing, but you have to use it in the right way. Otherwise, it will destroy our lives. Okay, so I'm sorry for taking you too long for the talk, but that's what I want to share about the apply of AI in our education field. Thank you.
Looking for a lot of information, but very consideration topic and last but not least, let me extend a warm welcome to Dr. with AI the solution for Arabic and open Arabic platform for research and education. Yeah.
Hello. Hello. Your company is very interesting. Yeah, I think we are the program for the education system.
Yeah. We have names. So let's keep in touch. So we discuss clear that things.
So you also teach in the life science and engineering.
Yeah, the second.
So what kind of course?
Machine learning and also speech processing and computer visions. Yeah.
The technology part.
Yeah.
But today's talk is about education.
Yeah. Actually, I care a lot some application, especially for example, if you teach our students about AI, we have to teach them about ethical AI as well. So if they develop some models, it's like good for them to prevent the model from being biased, prevent the model from doing something. For example, if I teach them about speech processing, I have to teach them how to build a model that people not destroying people. For example, think about you have your voice wrong, and then one day you see that the model can create some sort of image of you talking something very bad, but it's not you, like it's not your voice.
Oh, okay, you can type again, maybe have express
But describe that information. That's probably the ethic of So when we do research, we also develop the models, then we have to think about how do we prevent the model, those kind of from harming things. Yeah, so we have some stuff like, can we inject something into the voice, into the image that we can prevent that kind of. So that's about ethics. And also for sound processing, that's of thing, and for image, for computer vision, they generate the video of you doing something. People is not going to do that. Right? So how do we prevent it? How do we detect it? That's a part of ethics. So today is question.
Yeah, during the time for the technical issue, so maybe we can exchange the question to our speaker and participant here. So one participant would like to ask some question to you.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yes.
Just-
I am used to working from layer offshore and they are manufacturing from China with CCT machine. The first one, I'm trying to master about that style in contract. So all the CNN and GS we do have releases.
Yes.
So I have question. I'm struggling with the product data. So this data in top video about the metric we show like the way the ice cream machine in people. So how we can check the data if the research around I try to research by myself for how I can source.
I showed two data sets.
Yeah.
Two data sets. One is from Temple University. Yeah, it's open. And the other one because the co-author is my students, master students.
Yeah.
He is a doctor, so he works in a small clinic, and he's a neurologist. So he collects data in daily basis.
Yeah.
So for he solved his own problem.
Yeah.
At first, he has to write his own reports. So he wants to make it efficiently. So he used the ChatGPT to generate it automatically. So he created this. So he collected data already. It's already it's a system because in the normal process, he collected, then someone will read it to label it, then transfer it to the report, then go to the next stage. Okay, but he combined them together, so it becomes automatic. Yeah. Okay.
So
Okay.
and can I ask about the question? What's the problem we have to face in the researching for unhacked people to collect the data of the patient? The hospital is allowed to do that.
In Taiwan, if we want to do this, we have to apply for IRB. Yeah, to be approved, you can collect the data, any kind of data from the patients. Then you can do the experiment. Okay, so that's the requirements. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Okay, I think Dr. Nguyen already for the presentation. Thank you so much, the speakers for this.
Okay, thank you.
Where artificial intelligence technologies.
Brief introduction.
So we may have some type of applications of AI as well.
And currently, I am the head of Advanced Computing Lab, and we are mainly focused on the embedded system, Internet of Things, and we provide the AI running on edge.
Maybe you can provide some.
Okay, so for my talk today,
I would like to do that.
platform, it's free. I
If we have
platform
some
for
chance,
students
I
can
would like
collect
to
data
invite you to
for
give some talk
the
on short as well, if you want to, if you have some time. And if you want me to share something about research, I would likely to share, because today I didn't prepare about
very good
we did,
picture
we have introduction about our lab, a lot of research on computer vision.
We do have a lot of
This may be a talk.
It's
I want to
to make it
just pick some
we are
have
general topics.
the edge device that
But
can
actually, I would like,
your
I would
data
like to show you
before
how.
it can be uploaded to a server or also the AI training model and AI. Finally, this is the last layer have the of the what's decision from your applications. Because we have this architecture, so like a lot of applications improve. Yeah. So like you can apply the sensor, the mechanism motor to provide data driven decisions or autonomous features like the picture I showed you before. Yeah, so you can see here, so right now like we have kind of patient monitoring or green cells applications can be improved and still have a lot of basis for the kind of applications. Based on a lot of potential applications, I would say, we decided that we will propose an IoT platform that can collect a lot of data to a server, and from that we can publish to other server or publish to other AI consumer to analyze the data. So this is our package. And right now, according to my summary, yeah, we do have a lot of IoT platforms. Yeah. But for our platform right now, we support the first and the second feature, which is the connectivity of IoT devices, and we provide a kind of management mechanism for you to manage your data and manage your accounts. In the future, we try to integrate the data on this platform so that you can collect the data and run the AI directly with the X server. Okay, but for the future Group 4 and Group 5, they are very competitive, but it's very heavy. We not really have the plan to upgrade to the last feature. But right now, in our platform, yeah, you can see this picture. We basically based on the fixed sponsor code. This is an open source, and we bought from the open source, and we develop more features to our platform. And the most interest in our platform is that we support our solution and for
You're in the same department?
researchers who want to start working with for instance, with a very simple application, you want to monitor the temperature and the humidity in this room. Yeah. How many sensors what are the features from these sensors that you can supply for your applications? You say that so
we can have a class and conclusions or somebody who's
something very simple.
autonomous driving, something like this.
Sensor from the
Some
we
training
provide
as well.
students the QR, some very basic feature of this application.
Self-processing. But in general, we do computer visions.
Able to design a product.
If there's something we can discuss about computer visions, feel free to continue.
If there is something it's not really normal.
This is our main vision.
This front, the humidity is very low. It's not good for your health, for instance. So you can provide some alarms, real-time alarms like that. And according to the platform, we also try to design around sell our IoT devices. It is very cheap, very low cost. Student activities. Yeah, for this platform, this is based on the ESP32. Serial number is C3. Yeah, platform with low energy as well. We support a lot of programming language like Python, C or C++, and we also support a block-based language that many students can platform program server. And the last one, the last features, and I think this is very useful right now is half mobile compatible. Yeah, this is a kind of low-cost platform. Right now, we're working with the hardware to don't really need to put in it. We provide you a template, a platforms with just few click and drag. You are able to set up your application. And we do have another template, which is the smart office. Yeah, we provide the URL for you. And in this template, you have a 50 visualizations of your office. And what we need to do is connect your device to the platform, send your data, and we provide a lot of tools for you to visualize your data and your data in the future. You can apply the AI to improve the quality of your data. Similar to the first template, we also try to provide a hardware which is from this solution template. We call that this is a smart plug that we designed from the beginning. And we ask for a company to connect the power products and you can use it in our data or some spin-off applications. This is the picture of the plug. There it's not really low cost anymore. There are literally for any to start your applications because we have a passport firmware. It's working actually on the device. And the next template which is very interesting. I don't know if you can see some statements in front of our update. This is the environment monitoring. We don't have this template, and we already set up for some statements to test the connectivity and test the accuracy of the sensors. And we are going to deploy more than 10 different stations. We use this template for some speed-up applications. Okay, and because we do have some solutions templates, it is easy to collect the data. So what we are going to do next with our data. So maybe this is already useful and already presented in other parts. Yeah, you can use some AI to generate more data. So you can try to explain the context of the data, how it is generated, and you can ask the AI to generate more data. And you can use one of them to train your AI model to reduce the cost of data collections. This is what we try, and we think somehow it is able to add some synthetic data generated from AI, train the model, and then implement on the hardware platform to detect some behavior of the hardware. And not only these applications, we also try to set up in the field. Yeah, this is in the building. And they can, the system is they are able to monitor the environment conditions and upload the data to another server. The platform, we are able to connect to other servers. It is a kind of IoT consumer. Yeah, if you want to retrieve the data from our platform, you are able to push the data to your platform and visualize on your platform. And more than that, we do have a lot of solutions templates, and most of them we have based on the principle of the top. In the future, we are trying to create more platforms. So we develop more solution template and we try to integrate in our platform. It is the theme tracking and your level ones we do have it. If you want to touch in some industrial applications, we do have some tablet for you. It is a kind of swimming pool scanner system. Yeah. If you want to start something, but you don't know how many features it can be possible for this kind of applications based on our platform. Another system. I don't know how to start with it, but we have it in our platform as well. And energy management system. Yeah, we have a lot of interest in water management system, and we do have some prototype, but our device is not really compatible with the platform. We are checking the connections and also the quality of the device because the device has to be set up in a very wet conditions, and we have learned that the energy in the device must be enough for long-term operations. And there is a solution template for smart retail or smart irrigation or even system development. Some of the devices to monitor the positions in indoor environment can be provided with this solution template. And I think it is a very useful template to set up a waste management in a smart city. I'm looking for some student projects for this solution template. And this is a local platform we developed based on the platform now open source. Some and try to modify the network connections so that from the firmware it is able to different devices to our IoT platform, and it is highly compatible to ESP32 microcontroller for any serial terminal. Yeah, we mainly focus on this microcontroller because there is already the Bluetooth and the Wi-Fi connection for this microcontroller. Yeah. Okay, so after a lot of devices, firmware, and IoT platform, so right now we are able to collect a lot of data. So this is the second phase. If it is possible, we can use the data to train AI model and try to apply in our applications. But for us, working in computer engineering and working with hardware devices, to collect the data, it really takes time, right? Like you monitor temperature different and detect that if there is a temperature which is dangerous for human, for instance, you have to wait. And sometimes for certain activities, we don't have time for that. So we can use some technology about AI to explain the context, and set the prompt to generate more data so that we can use it to continue your flow instead of waiting too long for your real data. And by combining AI and the IoT, we can set up a computing where you can run the AI model directly on the hardware platform. But the accuracy of the AI running the hardware platform must be considered because we have to convert for several steps. Now we have to convert from loss number to the integer number. So we see the videos for that. But we can speed up a lot when we put the AI running on the hardware platform. So right now in our lab, we have some hardware platforms that we can apply to your AI model, like the robot arm, like a robot or warehouse system or a system robot. On this platform, they use the robot operating system version 2. So they have the same brand, and you can use your PC, your industrial PC, or some Raspberry Pi or JSON platform. They are able to work with this platform, and depending on the applications you have, the AI model for this platform. Because we have to rely on a lot of sensors, well, is this data is correct? Sometimes your sensor is not functional, the data is not real, the data is wrong, it's invalid. So we have to propose something to predict the maintenance of the sensor. So right now, this is the issue for us. Normally, we only set up 1 hour maximum to sensor to monitor the environment. If we have more data, maybe we can estimate that the data from this sensor is not really valid. We remove it from our data set before we can fit it to our AI model. And finally, this is how fine machine learning is pretty stable to run very low power devices. Imagine that we have a camera less than $50. So it is able to run right now, but we have to set up for any step to convert the AI model to the version that can run the edge device. So right now, this camera, the highest version for that is Euro model version 5.1. We have to convert to ONNX, and finally, it's the it's the The performance is very good, but the accuracy is low. Okay, and for the last part of our potential approach, which is try to speed up the model, but we use another the FPGA usage another team working for the team, and they do have some result working with the FPGA platform, speed up the CNN model directly. Yeah, and this is also the end of the presentation.
So, thank you for your presentation, and this also end of our presentation session. So, on behalf of the organizer, I would like to thank you all professor and on speaker for their engaging presentation. So, maybe we now invite the speaker on next question.
I think that because time limited, so if you have any question, maybe you can send to email and then we can send directly to the speaker. And now I think that we have the certificate like to say on the speaker today. I would like to invite Professor to give the certificate of the professor. So please welcome to the speaker and we give the certificate to our speaker.
And Professor.
Yes. Yeah, thank you so much. Maybe we can take the good question together. Come on. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So thank you so much. Yeah. Actually, we go through the fifth presentation during 2.5 hours. It's very long time. And thank you so much for all speakers and participation, verification until the last minute. Yeah, and because that we still have the interview session later, so maybe we have to close the session now. Thank you so much for your participation today. And if you have any suggestion, please kindly send your feedback to our Facebook or maybe on the Cisco event link. Please could you please provide the QR code to us, and please kindly have us send your feedback about our organizer. Yeah, if I would like to receive your feedback so that maybe you can organize it in the future. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Yeah, please.
Yeah.
If next time, if you have a chance to visit, just inform us.
Okay.
I will try to take you all the way to my lab.
Yeah, great.
Today I have another meeting, so I have to
Okay.
later. But we are open to any collaboration with different universities. As right now, we have connection with our alumni. Some of my students study in other university, some in US and some in Korea. Guys, in particular, we have collaboration in research together.
Okay.
So I hope if you have a chance to do some research with us, then I'm open to collaboration.
Great.
Have any requests like giving talk or seminar?
Yeah.
In my case as well, then just I can give you some sort of preparation about seminar or showing our study.
Yeah. Okay. So in our master, for our master student, they're supposed to have some courses about the real science ethics.
Yeah.
So I think today's presentation is very useful for them, especially the AI trend will change many things, but students don't know, and even I said maybe not much.
Yeah, actually, any topic is fine to me as long as I have involved, I can share with you my understanding as well as the insight.
Yeah.
So we have some requests about talk, some topics related to AI, computer vision, especially for just
Professor, thank you very much for your.
Okay, so you're leaving?
Yeah, very much.
Okay. Yeah, very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Soon see you in Taiwan.
Yeah, okay, great. Okay. See you. Okay.
Professor giúp nhé. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye bye. See you.
So, yeah.
Yeah, let's come together. Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Oh, sure.
Next time.
Good job.
Next time.
Opportunity is come to China.
Yeah, maybe next year. Chance. Yeah, I think it's hard. Yeah. I'll send you an email, just link it to the.
Yeah.
Forward to see you.
That's good.
Next one.